Hello, this is Brian with Alpha Training, and in this video we're going to learn about uses for the fill series handle in Excel. The fill series handle is this little black cell in the lower right corner of your cursor. When you take your pointer, which normally looks like a large plus sign, and you place it on the fill series handle, it will turn into a skinny plus sign. That's when you know you have your pointer in the right position. If you don't have the skinny plus, then none of this works. Well, I'm going to show you some uses for the fill series handle. Some of these you may already know, but I'm certain there will be some in here that you don't know. First off, filling in months. I've typed in the word January, and if I place my pointer over the fill series handle, see the skinny plus, and pull down, I will get all the other months to follow after it. Same thing for the weekdays. If I put my fill series handle on Sunday and drag down, I will get the days of the week. Now, this does not mean that you have to start with January or you have to start with Sunday. And they don't even have to be spelled out. They can be abbreviated. But I can start with any month. I can start with any day. So if I wanted to, if I undid those and I started with October and I did a fill series, then I will get everything. If I took out Sunday and I put in Tuesday and do a fill series, then it still works. Dates are a little bit different. You put in whatever date you want to start with, and when you grab the fill series handle and pull it down, you'll get the next day and the next day and the next day. But what's interesting about this is right after I let go, there's a little button that pops up next to my fill series handle, and this is the autofill options, meaning that there was more than one way we could have done these dates. So when you click the autofill options, we could have just copied them and just get the same day over and over and over, or we could do it as weekdays, so it would skip the weekends. Or we could say, let's do months, and then you'll get whatever day you started with 1 month at a time. Or you could do years, and it's whatever day and month you started with, and then the years just increment. So you can place this in any model that you wish. Numbers behave similarly in the sense that if I do a fill series, the default behavior is just to give me the same number, but if I click that autofill options, then I can say do a fill series, and I will get one number after the other. Quarters, because by definition there are only 4 quarters to a whole. If I do my fill series on quarter 1 and drag down, I will get quarter 1 through 4, and then quarter 1 through 4, quarter 1 through 4, and it will just repeat this as long as I fill down. If I define a year with that, then when I pull this down, the quarters will change, but the year won't change until you've exhausted all of your quarter options. So these are some common uses for the fill series handle to shortcut on your typing. Now, another use for the fill series handle, and I'm going to show you a trick for this one. I have over here in column I a set of prices, and in column J a 15% discount. And I want to calculate what the discount amount is going to be. So as you would probably do in any Excel spreadsheet, I will type in equals, and I will click on the price, and then hit asterisk for multiply, and then click on the discount amount. Now that will give me my first answer. And if you're like most people, you're going to want this to be filled down for the rest of the column. But what if that column goes down 10,000 rows? That's going to be a lot of clicking and dragging. Well, with any fill series, you can put your pointer on the fill series handle and give it a double click, and that will fill it down as far as your existing table already travels. Now, those are all common uses for the fill series handle, but what about the rest of the border of that cursor? Well, if you want to move an item, you could click on a cell and go do a cut and then go to another cell and do a paste like most people, or you can put your pointer on the edge of the border for the cell, and when you see the north, south, east, west arrow icon, you can click and hold and drag down and release, and that will relocate the item. So you have effectively performed a cut and paste in one operation. Now, if you wanted to just duplicate an item, same thing, put your pointer on the border of the cell, but this time hold down Control, and then when you click and drag and release, you will end up with a duplicate of the item. So holding down Control always gives you a copy. Just think C for Control, C for copy. Now, another use for the cursor border is, notice in K12, this is where I created the formula to calculate the discount amount, and we can see that formula right here in the formula bar. What if I want to take all of these formulas and replace them with the answers to the formulas? Well, what most people will do is they'll highlight their formulas, go up and hit copy, and then hit the lower part of the paste button and do a paste values. That way, when I click on the cell, now it's just the answer to the formula is the actual data in the cell. Well, I'm going to undo that because here is a faster way. First, let me show you what this was originally intended for, and then I'll show you the trick. If you highlight a cell or a set of cells and grab the edge and do a left click and drag, just like before, that does a move. I'm going to undo that. But if you right click and drag and let go, then you get all these options. Now there's a lot of things in here, and I would encourage you to investigate them, but the one we're going for is copy here as values only. So I've effectively just copied those numbers, copied the answers to another set of cells. Now those cells were not formatted with the currency style, that's why they don't have the dollar signs. Well, here's the trick. I have these cells, they have formulas in them, I want to replace them with the answers to the formulas. So I highlight the formulas, I right click and drag just even one column away, but then come right back to the exact same position and let go. And then choose copy here as values only. And I have replaced the formulas with the answers. So I'm going to undo that and show it to you in real time. If I was doing this for real, I would highlight the numbers, grab the border, drag, come right back, let go, copy here as values, and I have effectively done a copy, paste, special paste values. Now the last trick I'm going to show you is involving navigation. We already saw that if we put our pointer on the edge of the cursor and click and drag, it will move, and if we hold down Control, it will copy. But here's one that very few people know about. I have a rather large database here. It's many columns across, and it is thousands of rows long. Well, if I want to go to the bottom of this list, the average person will click someplace in the data, hold down Control, and then using their arrow keys, you can hit down arrow to go to the bottom, up arrow to go back to the top. You could use your left arrow to go to the far left, or your right arrow to go to the far right. And those are all great techniques, but they do involve you taking your hand off of the mouse to go to the keyboard to do a 2-key combination and then come back to the mouse and pick up where you left off. Here is a faster way. You put your cursor anywhere in the data, and if I put it on the bottom edge of the cursor and double click, it will take me to the bottom of the data. If I put my pointer on the top edge of the cursor and double click, it takes me to the top of the data. If I put my pointer on the left side of the cursor and double click, I go to the far left, and you've probably figured out by now that if I double click on the right side of the cursor, I go all the way to the right. So that's a very quick way to navigate to the edges of the data just by double clicking on one of the 4 sides of the cursor. So those are the tricks. Hope those save you some time. And remember, don't forget to visit AlphaNet for the training library, or give me a call if you need any help.